A man reproduces himself through his child, so when he leave here, he can just smile. But I see fit to stay here a while, maybe buy a timeshare somewhere, rock bumwear, beach chair, write a book each year. You can write yourself out of your blessings. Wreck your Lambo the first stages by driving too reckless. Time is too precious, these some obvious lessons. Please remind me to watch my step while I balance on edges. Ski on the slopes of life, slide down the Ave at night. Watching them graphing graffiti on walls, that's the sight. Cars from Germany, I be pushing the fastest type. Looking at real estate, brother, I need to ask a price. Imagine another rapper making me perspire. I got more styles and more flows, plus I'm much flyer. I got more heights to reach, but I'm already higher. I'm already on to the next thing. Peace and bless, King.
What's going on? What is going on, people? Man, Memorial Day weekend definitely is brings a new meaning than when I was younger, 10, 15 years ago. Definitely want to take the time out to, I hope everyone observed Memorial Day. That's number one, or at least took some time out to, think about those who gave the ultimate sacrifice so that we can still be standing here in this great country, great country of ours. Nothing like America. No place like America. I haven't been to a lot of places. I've been to some, and it's not America. So appreciate those who took the ultimate sacrifice. I hope you all observed it, took some time for remembrance. Just a different kind of day, different kind of feeling. So once again, appreciate you guys who gave the ultimate sacrifice, definitely, and are no longer here with us. So happy Memorial Day. Yeah, guys, it's 9:00. You guys know what day it is. It's Monday. What It Takes with Michael Seville, your realtor, consultant, and professional. I'm tired. I'm tired. But we're going to get through this. Guys, remember tonight, Monday nights, 9:00, started on time. You guys know I'm here. I've been doing this for, it feels like over a year now. I'm going to have to get the actual numbers for it. I appreciate those of you who continue to check in and to rock with me. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, 1,000%. I even forgot my coat. Guys, remember on Wednesdays, it starts with me, Joel Simmons. Joel, every Wednesday, it starts with me, 12:30. He drops that podcast / video. It's also on YouTube, so that those interviews are going on. He interviews people from all walks of life, the movers, the shakers, the entrepreneurs, the intrapreneurs, the community workers, people in the community. It's an excellent show. Go check it out. Joel just has this way of bringing things out of people. And you got to check him out. You got to go check him out. And I'm sure Wednesday is not going to disappoint, as it never does. Of course, on Fridays, Community Beacon. Last month we did changing the narrative, what we did to change the narrative. We spoke about finances. We spoke about mentors. We spoke about coaches. Last week, what did we get into? Last week was a very interesting conversation. Guys, remember it's Friday. Joel, if you're out there, tell me what the conversation was about. It was the non-tangibles, some of the non-tangible things. A lot had to do with mindset. We really got into the mindset, changing our mindset. People, I know I say it over and over again, and that's going to be interesting because this show, I was like, let me transition from mindset. I'm going to get into some more tangible, some more things that we're doing, especially in regards to starting a business. So I'm going to get into that. Let's go. First, start where we start with. We start with real estate news. Let me see if I can find this real estate news. Check this out. Interest rates went down a bit. Interest rates went down to 5.1%. Even when they were up, nothing is really changing. We're starting to see a slight shift in the market. However, still multiple offer situations. We have a lot of savvy buyers out there, people. They know what we're missing. And that also just goes into a conversation I had today with one of my uncles, and It was something that I saw on Facebook, and I have to agree with it. I think that, at some point in time, of course, the demand is not going to be as crazy as it is now, right? Like, we're not going to have as much demand. I don't see a huge, there's not going to be this crazy market, you know, eruption like we saw back in '08, '09, 2010. There's a lot of different reasons, but this new reason I want to bring up is maybe, just maybe, we were getting away with murder. And I say that because my uncle was talking about when he first came down here. This is back in the '80s. He moved from Jersey. Well, he went from Jamaica to Jersey. I don't know how you go from Jamaica to New Jersey. Then from New Jersey to Florida. And at one point in time in the acreage, a lot of you may not believe it. I remember when the acreage, it was 1.25 acres. They were going for, I think it was between $7,000 and $11,000 is what you would buy for a lot out in the acreage. 7 to 11,000. And then I remember when it went up to $20,000. And then if you were on a paved road, it was $30,000. And then, of course, we remember in the 2000s when it shot up to 200 and something thousand. And now it's hovering back around that $200,000 mark. I mean, you're probably going to be in the upper 200,000. Definitely if it's paved, you're going to be in the mid 200s. And he was saying when he got down here, you could have bought the 1.25 acres for $700. $700. Of course, it wasn't cleared. Of course, it was, it was mostly farmland. It wasn't what it was. But imagine if you bought 10 of those, $7,000 back in the 80s and sat on it as agricultural land. Your taxes were sitting at about maybe $200 a year. I think we're in paradise. We're in paradise, and people are starting to charge as if it is paradise. Had some clients that are coming down from Atlanta, and one of the instructions they gave me was that they just want to be they want to be at least 20 minutes away from the beach. And in their minds, they thought that you had to be on the east side of 95 in order to be 20 minutes from the beach. Not so, unless you're going out in Palm Beach County, unless you're going way out west, like going towards Belle Glade, you're almost always 20 minutes from the beach. So we have to remember that. I know a lot of us got really, kind of just get comfortable with it, everything being how it is. And now people are starting to see and recognize that Florida is not just a place that you come for retirement, right? So that mindset is definitely shifting. Pay attention. Progress moves north as well. So Miami's crazy. Then we went up to Fort Lauderdale, and now it's West Palm Beach. You're really going to have to, and I had a chance to get out to Port St. Lucie maybe 2 weeks ago. Beautiful. Port St. Lucie is beautiful, really being built up, and you can find some 3-4 bedrooms for under $400,000. So, we also are spoiled, and where if we work more than 20 minutes away from where we live, we kind of think about it. A lot of us may have to start commuting, especially if you didn't buy and you're renting, because rents are going to continue going up as well. It almost seems as if everyone just wants to hold off their rentals for seasonal. Like they're definitely willing to cut you a deal now, but you can have these probably for 5 months, which is interesting as I'm talking, because you have a lot of sellers who want to rent for 6 months, and now is the time, because there's a lot of seasonal people who don't necessarily want a full year lease. So they're willing to rent those 6 months that a lot of these sellers were talking about. Thank God we're having this conversation, people. So that's real estate news. We live in paradise, people. Act like we know about it. Guys, next month, so in 2 days, day after tomorrow, I'm doing some books of the month. 2 books that we will be getting into. I know I said we're getting away from mindset. However, these are mindset books. Think and Grow Rich totally changed the trajectory in my life. It just gave me a complete different paradigm. I I started seeing different things. I went back to the Bible and dug deeper into the Bible because of Think and Grow Rich. So next month, the 2 books we will be reading, we're going to do 2 books a month until the end of the year. That'll put us at about 12 books for the year, which is really 1 book a year. If you hadn't read any, I have, but if you haven't, that's 1 book a month. That'll put you at around 12 books. So guys, 4 agreements, Think and Grow Rich. You can come here if you've read it, or if you are reading it again with me. Drop some comments. We can have some conversations about it. I will be starting 4 agreements on Wednesday, the 1st of June, halfway through the year. Okay. Quickly, I was going to do a whole show on these different topics, but then I believe a lot of these topics deserve their own show. So I'm going to go through the topics that I'm going to be going through for the next month or so. Some of them may have more than 1 show because they definitely, this is some really good information. So if you know anyone who's in business, thinking about getting in business, this is going to change. This will change your entire thought process on it if you're open to it. This is going to be business at a basic / high level. This is really the next. It's just the next level. The first topic we're going to be going over. We're going to be talking about providing value. You shouldn't, or you're not in business if you're not providing value. You're not in business if you're not providing value. And within this topic, I'm going to go over picking your demographic. We're going to talk about psychographics. Brief, I'm not going to go too deep into it. But we're going to talk about how you provide value. You shouldn't be in business if you can't provide value. Who are you providing value to? What are your standards of the people that you're providing value to? And what are your standards? So that's going to be fun and interesting topic. The next topic, we're going to go do some sales. I put sales versus marketing. It's really sales and marketing. I think a lot of people, we kind of got really lazy with the advent of social media and the internet. We got really lazy with the advent of social media and the internet. And what we do is basically we just market, and on a very low level. I'm sorry, people. On a very low level. We market on a very low level. We're very spammy. We're very inauthentic in our marketing. And it comes across. There's one marketing course. I don't know who did it, but everybody does it. It's all the same. The same quote, the same this, the same that. I'm going to get into detail in marketing. Then I'm going to talk about sales, which everybody forgets. Okay, so we're going to get into sales because marketing essentially is, marketing makes sales easier. Okay, that's essentially what marketing is for. Marketing definitely, from the advent of social media, has gotten very egotistical. We lost the sales conversation. We're not talking sales. A lot of us are scared of sales. And we just dive into the marketing all the time. Like, this is what I'm doing now is marketing, right? I really don't sell on this, but this is like marketing. But I do it because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy giving out the information, etc. And, it's definitely not coming from an egotistical standpoint because I only have one person watch it. But yeah, this is more similar to marketing than sales. You see the sign in the back, EXP Muffler Shell sign. We're going to get into foundation versus innovation. Foundation versus innovation. Because what I've also seen is that a lot of us skip the foundation and go straight to innovation. You have the newest, best ideal on the block. You have to, any idea that you have. There's nothing wrong with innovation, but you need to have some foundation, and we try to skip it. We try to skip a lot of the foundational talks and teachings. I'm going to get into what foundation looks like. Of course, from a real estate standpoint, a lot of these things cross over. Real estate is probably everything has to do with real estate, and real estate has to do with everything. So it's going to be great for you guys. And then we're going to go into the innovation part. You can't be too futuristic. You know, you will have to wait for the market to catch up. Can you wait for the market to catch up? We're going to get into that foundation versus innovation. That's going to be fun. I came up with this rule, the 10% rule. Your value. Oh my gosh. Joel and I had a conversation about this on Community Beacon on Friday. Of course, I have so much time. Sundays, like I don't think I talk on Sundays. I may talk to a couple of people. For the most part, Sundays is a huge day of introspection for me. So I came up with this 10% rule. I can't wait till you all check out the 10% rule in regard to your value, because I think a lot of us tend to overvalue ourselves, and a lot of us tend to undervalue ourselves. And when I talk about your value, I'm not saying intrinsically. I'm talking about based upon your results. So very tangible rules. I mean, because I think you're worth more than money, right? But then we're going to talk about, you know, you kind of understanding where your value comes from and how to improve your value. I mean, because that's what you want to do, right? You want to continuously improve your value and even, you know, attempt to get above that 10%. But 10% is going to be the average for most people. What exactly your value is going on? Are you being undervalued? Are you being overvalued? We spoke about people coming into work and basically just babysitting the clock. So we're really going to get to the nitty-gritty of this 10% rule of your value. And last but not least, and this actually it'll probably go with the marketing and sales, is your USP. What is your unique selling proposition? We're going to get into unique selling propositions. How are you, how are you positioned in the market? What are you positioned? What are people buying? What separates you from the other million people that are doing what it is that you're doing? A lot of us don't know. A lot of us don't have one. Right? And it could be something oftentimes it's something very, very simple. But you need to position, brand, and position yourself. And then that definitely goes into, you know, what you charge. There was another part that I was going to talk about in regards to being authoritative, etc. And we'll get into all of that. It's going to be a fun month. I enjoy these types of talks. All of this, like I said, all of this goes back to my real estate business. I'm going to give you guys the game. This sounds like a free coaching session on each one of these things, business coaching. So I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. Other than that, real quick show, wanted to roll out what's going to be happening for the next month and a half or so. I appreciate you guys for continuously checking me out. Read those 2 books, Think and Grow Rich, 4 Agreements. Come in and comment. Of course, feel free to comment. If you want to hear something else in regards to these different, especially when it comes to business, if there's something that you have your mind or you're thinking about in sales, come with your questions ready. Come with your questions ready. If I don't know, I definitely can find out, right? Other than that, I love you guys. I'm going to go ahead and make it a short night. Like, subscribe, share. We're going to have a fun time. Summertime. Appreciate you guys. Peace.
A man reproduces himself through his child, so when he leave here, he can just smile. But I see fit to stay here a while, maybe buy a timeshare somewhere, rock bumwear, beach chair, write a book each year. You can write yourself out of your blessings, wreck your Lambo the first stages by driving too reckless. Time is too precious, these some obvious lessons. Please remind me to watch my step while I balance on edges, ski on the slopes of life, slide down the Ave at night, watching them graphing graffiti on walls, that's the sight. Cars from Germany, I be pushing the fastest type. Looking at real estate, brother, I need to ask it price. Imagine another rapper making me perspire. I got more styles and more flows, plus I'm much flyer. I got more heights to reach, but I'm